students, so for this video, this is just a continuation of our discussion on geometric sequence and series, okay? So just a review of what we have discussed on our webinar. So we discussed about geometric sequence. So if we have a geometric sequence, it is the form a sub 1 times r, a sub 1 r times r squared, up to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1, and so on, where a sub 1 is your first term, your r is a common ratio, and a sub 1 r raised to n minus 1 is the nth term of your given sequence. Okay, so sa madaling salita, pag sinabi natin geometric sequence, ito lang po yung sequence na nabubuo yung mga terms natin by multiplying a constant number. And that constant number is what we call the common ratio or just the variable r. Okay, so from last time, naka-encounter tayo ng iba't ibang problems involving geometric sequence. So para sa araw na ito, pag-usapan naman natin yung geometric means at saka yung geometric series. Okay? So first, let's have geometric means. So hindi naman ito nakakaiba doon sa definition natin ng arithmetic means. Syempre, kapag nga lang arithmetic, diba? You're given the arithmetic sequence. So kapag geometric means naman, ito naman yung terms between any two given non-consecutive terms of a geometric sequence. So ganun pa rin po. Ito yung lahat ng mga terms. Ito yung lahat ng mga terms na nasa pagitan ng dalawang given non-consecutive terms of a geometric sequence. Okay? So let's have some examples on how to compute for geometric means. So insert two geometric means between 729 and 64. Okay? So binigyan ko na kayo ng idea from last time kung paano ba tayo mag-solve ng ganitong type ng problem. Okay? So, wag lang natin kakalimutan. Meron lang naman tayong isang general formula na sinusundan if we're dealing with geometric sequence. So, that is a sub n is equal to a sub 1 r raised to n minus 1. Okay? So, set aside muna natin yung formula. Tingnan natin yung problem. So, ang given sa'yo is 729. Tapos, pinapahanap ka or pinapa-insert sa'yo yung dalawang geometric means sa kanilang dalawa ng 64. Okay? So, para magamit natin yung formula natin, dapat ma-identify natin kung ano yung ating a sub n at saka syempre yung value ng ating n. Okay? Kasi a sub 1 is just the value of your first term, tapos hahanapin nga natin yung value ng ating common ratio or nung r. Okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo po, this is just a sub 1. Tapos yung ating dalawang geometric means, yun yung a sub 2, a sub 3, and yung another given sa atin is actually a sub 4. Okay? So kapag ginamit ko yung formula, ang gagamitin ko this time is a sub 4. Kasi meron akong 4 na terms na given. Okay? So again, a sub 1 lang times r raised to n minus 1. So again, ang n na gagamitin ko ay kung anong n na ginamit ko sa left hand side of the equation. So this is 4 minus 1. Okay? So, plug in ko lang yung ating mga values. I have a sub 4. Given naman yon, which is 64. I have a sub 1. So, the first term is 729. I'm looking for the value of r. And then I can simplify the exponent. 4 minus 1, that's equal to 3. Okay? So, nasusundan po iyon. Next step natin, we have to solve for the value of r or the common ratio. So, kailangan ko ma-eliminate itong coefficient ng r cube. So, divide natin both sides by 729. Okay, so makakancel lang to at matitira na lang sa atin yung r cube equals 64 over 729. Okay, so kung meron kayong calcu, pwede nyo namang i-calcu yan, pero I suggest i-simplify na lang muna natin or kunin na muna natin yung ating cube root. Okay? So, I'm looking for the value of r. Diba? Meron akong r cube dito. So, sabi natin, para daw makuha natin yung value ng r, di kuhanin ko lang yung cube root ng side na ito. At kapag kinuha ko ang cube root ng side na ito, dapat kukuhanin ko rin ang cube root ng side na kabila. Okay? So again, cube root yung ginamit ko para po ma-eliminate yung ating 3 na exponent. So kapag kapag 4 yan, edi I will be using fourth root. If that is square lang naman, edi ang gagamitin ko ay square root. Okay? So makakancel yan. I'm left with r equal. So kuhanin natin ang cube root ng 64 over 729. So kung may calcu kayo, get the cube root of 64, that's equal to 4. Tapos yung ating cube root ng 729 naman ay equal lamang po sa 9. Okay? So, ang value po ng ating common ratio ay 4 over 9. Pero hindi naman kasi yun ang tinatanong. Ang tinatanong is yung dalawang geometric means natin. So, para makuha ko yun, di gagamitin ko itong common ratio natin. So, let's start with a sub 1. Mumultiply ko daw siya doon sa ating common ratio na 4 over 9. Tapos, simplify ko na lang to get my a sub 2. Okay? So, I can cancel 729 and 9. 729 divided by 9, that's equal to 81. And 81 times 4 ay equal lang naman sa 324. So that's my a sub 2. Okay? So pwede ko na siyang isulat dito. And then, I need to find the value of a sub 3, another arithmetic mean natin. So, mula dun sa a sub 2, gagamitin ko siya. And then, gagamitin ko ulit yung ating common ratio na 4 over 9. So, simplifying that, I can cancel 324 at saka yung atin 9. So, 324 divided by 9, that's equal to 36. And 36 times 4 is actually equal to 144. And that will be the value of my a sub 3. Kung gusto nyo lang i-check na talagang tama yung lalabas, if we use 144, and then multiply it by the common ratio 4 over 9, makakancel uli ang 144 and 9. So this is just 16. And 16 times 4 is just equal to 64, which is our a sub 4. Okay, so yung hinahanap natin na dalawang geometric means are 324 and 144. Now, may magtatanong sa akin, Miss, can I use the formula para mahanap yung a sub 2 and a sub 3? At dahil meron na naman akong value ng R ko, pwede nyo pong gawin yon. So, kung ayaw nyo po na ganito yung gamitin yung solution to get your a sub 2 and a sub 3, you can just use the formula a sub 2 is equal to a sub 1 r raised to 2 minus 1. Okay? Then, just substitute the values. Or, you can use a sub 3 para makuha naman yung ating pangatlong term or yung second geometric mean natin. You will use a sub 1 r raised to 3 minus 1. Okay? Question po or clarifications, welcome sa ating webinar, or you can just send me a private message. Ayan, so nagbigay pa ako ng another example, pero gusto kong itry nyo muna ito. Okay, so again, you will use the formula a sub n equals a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1 to get the value of your common ratio. And we're talking about for geometric means. Given ka ng dalawang terms. So, basically, meron tayong 6 terms para dito sa ating geometric sequence na ito. Okay, so try nating sagutan and then tatawag ako doon sa ating webinar on Friday. Okay, let's proceed with the last one, which is yung ating geometric series. Okay, so again, hindi naman siya iba doon sa ating arithmetic series na alam. So, if we're talking about geometric series, that's the expression that is actually adding yung mga terms ng ating geometric sequence. Okay? So kapag pinapa-add na sa atin yung mga terms ng ating geometric sequence, edi makukuha natin yung ating geometric series. Okay? So ano ang mahalagang tandaan dito? Siyempre, if you're asked to get the sum of the first n terms of your geometric sequence, kailangan natin gumamit ng formula para po hindi na natin iisa-isahin yung mga terms natin. Okay? So, meron tayong dalawang formula. So, the first formula is just, so yung S sub n natin or the sum of the first n terms is just equal to n times a sub 1. Okay? So, gagamitin mo daw itong n times a sub 1 na to kapag ang iyong common ratio or ang R mo ay equal lang sa 1. Okay? So, ano ang example niyan? So, ang example niyan, halimbawa, ang given sequence sa'yo ay 1, 1, 1, and so on. Okay? That's actually an example of a geometric sequence. Kasi, di ba, nakukuha ko yung aking mga succeeding terms sa pagmumultiply sa isang constant number which is 1. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nun, ang common ratio ko lang ay equal sa 1. At dahil po, ang common ratio ko ay equal sa 1 kapag pinahanap po ang sum ng 100 terms, first 100 terms ng sequence na ito, edi eto lang po ang gagamitin ko na formula. Okay? So, ano yung formula? N. So, pinapahanap sa akin yung S sub 100. Okay, first 100 terms. And then, ang N natin is syempre, eto rin po yun. So, that's 100 times the value of your A sub 1, which is equal to 1. So, 100 times 1 is just 100. And obvious naman po, di ba? If you have 1 plus 1 plus 1 hanggang sa maka 100 ka, edi lahat po yun ay 100 lahat-lahat. Okay? So again, you will be using this formula n times a sub 1 if your common ratio is just equal to 1. Okay? Now, kapag na po hindi equal sa 1 yung ating common ratio, medyo mahaba-haba ang ating gagamitin na formula, pero madali lang din naman tandaan. So we have a sub 1 times the quantity 1 minus r raised to n all over 1 minus r. Okay, so A sub 1 is your first term, R is your common ratio, and then yung N natin is kung ano yung N terms na tinatanong. Okay, so kung first, how many terms ba yung pinapakuhanan ng sum. So dapat, para magamit mo itong second formula natin, dapat meron kang A sub 1, meron kang common ratio, and syempre, lagi namang given yung value ng ating N. Okay? So para lang mas maintindihan natin kung paano nag-work yung ating second formula, nagbigay ako ng example dito. So you're asked to find the sum of the first 10 terms of this geometric sequence 2, 6, 18, 54, and so on. Okay? So recall lang natin yung formula kanina. So we have S sub n is equal to A sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n all over 1 minus r. Okay? So, identify natin yung mga variables na kailangan. Wala akong problema sa a sub 1. Given siya. Okay? Tapos, ang tinatanong sa atin ay sum ng first 10 terms. So, ang n ko ay equal lang sa 10. Tapos, ang kailangan ko na lang mahanap is yung ating common ratio, which is kaya naman natin yung mahanap by observing the pattern. Okay? So, ang ating pong minumultiply sa kada term para makuha yung succeeding terms natin ay equal lang po sa 3. Okay? So, 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 3 is 18, 18 times 3 is 54. So, the common ratio is equal to 3. Or you can work backwards po para mahanap yung R na equal sa 3. Okay? So, dahil meron na tayo ng mga values natin, edi let's get S sub n or the sum of the first 10 terms of the sequence. So, A sub 1 is just equal to 2. Meron tayong 1 minus R. So, ang R po natin ay 3. And then, the value of your n is eto po uli yun. So, we have 10. And then, sa denominator, I have 1 minus 3. Okay? So, simplify lang po natin. So, medyo malaki yung value ng 3 raised to 10. You can use calculator for that. So, that's 59,049. Okay? And then, 1 minus 3 sa denominator is negative 2. Okay? So, kung meron po tayong kayang i-simplify or i-cancel na mga terms, i-simplify na po natin para po mas madali yung ating pagkuha ng final answer. Like for example, meron akong 2 sa numerator, meron din akong 2 sa denominator. So, pwede kong i-cancel yon. So, matitira na lang sa atin is yung negative and then 1 minus 59,049. Okay? And we all know that 1 minus 59,049 is just equal to 59,048. Okay, negative 59,048. And meron pang negative sa unahan nung ating term. So magiging positive lang siya. So our final answer is 59,048. Okay? So that is the sum of the first 10 terms of this given sequence. Okay po? Question or clarifications, pwede po nating itanong sa ating webinar. Okay, so yung next example na ibibigay ko is an example on business math. Okay, so one of the applications of geometric series ay ito pong concept natin ng annuity. Okay, so kung inclined kayo sa business math, okay, so makikita nyo or mai-introduce po sa inyo sa senior high school etong concept na ito. Okay, so suppose a man deposits 15,000 pesos at the end of each year for 8 years in an account that pays 10% interest compounded annually. Find the total amount of the annuity after the last payment. Okay, so eto pong problem na ito ay nag-i-involve ng annuity at saka nung ating compound interest. Okay? So, ang importante lang naman dito is alam mo kung anong gagamitin mo na formula at alam mo kung ano yung mga variables na hinihingi sa'yo. Okay? So, first, sulat ko lang uli yung formula natin. So, ang formula na gagamitin natin dito is the sum uli. Okay? Now, bakit alam ko na sum yung gagamitin ko? Kasi naka-indicate dito is the total amount. Okay, so kung total amount nung annuity yung tinatanong, ibig sabihin nun, kailangan kuhanin yung lahat ng annuity or kailangan kuhanin lahat ng ibinayad niya or dineposit niya at the end of the last payment. Okay, sa loob ng 8 taon. Okay po, so ibig sabihin, I am going to use S sub n equals A sub 1 times 1 minus R raised to n all over 1 minus R. Okay? So, ang next na lang na question is, alin dyan yung A sub 1, alin yung R, alin yung N. Okay? So, para po dito, ang A sub 1 natin, nakalagay naman kasi dyan, a man deposits 15,000 at the end of each year for 8 years. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang una niyang dineposit is 15,000 pesos. So, that will be the value of your A sub 1. Okay? Sulat ko dito. Tapos, hanapin natin yung ating value ng N. So, naka-indicate din dyan, after ilang taon ba yung kailangan nating kuhanin na annuity? So, 8 years. So, ibig sabihin, ang N natin is 8. Tapos, lastly, let's have yung ating R or the common ratio. Okay? So, kapag po pinag-uusapan natin yung compounded annually, bukod dun sa 10% interest, kasi di ba ang 10% interest, that's 0.1 in decimal. Kasi ganun po tayo magsulat. Lagi ng interest, ginagawa nating decimal. Okay? Hindi po 0.1 lang yung i-consider natin na ratio. Kasi hindi lang naman po 0.1 ang nadadagdag doon sa dinedeposit niya. Okay? So, ang nadadagdag actually dun sa dinedeposit niya is 1.1. Okay? So, meron kang whole number na 1 kasi nanggaling yun doon sa konsepto ng compounded annually. Okay? So, as we go on, sa grade 11, malalaman nyo kung bakit 1.1 na siya. So, yung 0.1, nanggaling lang po yun doon sa 10% na interest. Okay? Tapos, yung whole number na 1, nanggaling lang siya doon sa konsepto natin ng compounded annually. Okay? So, ibig sabihin kasi, yung nadadagdag doon sa pera niya is 1.1 ng kabuuan. Okay? So, kapag po, plinag in natin yung mga values na yan, so I'm looking for the value of S sub 8. A sub 1 is 15,000. So, dito kailangan talaga natin ng calcu. 1 minus the value of your R, which is 1.1 raised to 8 natin, all over 1 minus 1.1. Okay? So, pwede pong i-diretso nyo siya sa calcu kasi may mga malalaking values po akong nakita. So, syempre, uunahin yung i-simplify ito. 1.1 raised to 8. Tapos, 1 minus the answer to that. Multiply it by 15,000 and then divide it by negative 0.1 kasi 1 minus 1.1. Okay? At ang lalabas po na final answer, so i-check nyo sa inyong calculators ha, ay magkakaroon lamang po tayo ng 171,538.2 decimal places po tayo pag hindi exact. 32. Okay, so ibig sabihin nun sa problem na ito, after nung 8 years na pag-deposit po niya dun sa account na tinutukoy, yung magigain po niya lahat-lahat is 171,538 pesos and 32 centavos. Okay? So let's have the last one. Ito naman po ay additional lang na concept on geometric series. So we have what we call infinite geometric series. Okay? So from last time, nung pinag-usapan natin yung infinite, 'di ba? Sabi natin pag infinite, ito yung mga sequences na walang last term. Okay? So kapag daw po given tayo ng isang geometric sequence and we are asked to get the sum of those terms, pwede daw po nating makuha yung infinite geometric series natin. Okay? So, ito lang po ay gumagamit ng konsepto nung mga values na ina-approach nung ating series. Okay? So, yung makukuha natin na answers dito, yun lang po yung parang estimated. Okay? Boundary po nung ating geometric sequence. Kaya po, nakukuha natin yung ating infinite geometric series. Okay? So, given an infinite geometric sequence, the expression a sub 1 plus a sub 1 times r plus a sub 1 times r squared plus and so on up to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1 plus and so on. That is what we call infinite geometric series. Okay? Now, ang pagkuha po ng infinite geometric series ay hindi po sa lahat ha. Hindi po natin kayang kuhanan ang lahat ng infinite geometric sequence ng infinite geometric series. Okay? Ano lang po yung kaya nating kuhanan. Okay? Ang kaya lang pong kuhanan natin is kapag yung common ratio ng ating sequence na kino-consider ay between -1 to 1. Okay? Ibig sabihin, mas malaki sa -1, pero dapat mas maliit sa 1. Ano yung examples niyan? We have 1/2, 1/3, 1/5, 1/12, 1/16, 2/3, 3/4. Okay? So yun po, kapag yun ang R natin or yun ang common ratio natin, then pwede po natin kuhanin yung infinite geometric series natin. Kapag po wala na doon yung value ng R natin, hindi na po natin ma-estimate yung yung series natin kasi palaki na ng palaki yung mga values na yon. Wala na silang boundaries. Okay? So ano lang po yung formula na gagamitin natin? We're going to use S equals A sub 1 over 1 minus R. So kung mapapansin nyo, wala na akong sub N dito kasi nga infinite to. Hindi natin alam kung ano yung value ng ating N. Okay? So kapag ang tinatanong sa atin is the infinite geometric series or the sum of an infinite geometric sequence, you just have to find a sub 1 and dapat meron ka rin yung common ratio natin. Okay? So para mas maintindihan, ito yung example natin. Okay? So I have 1, 1/3, 1/9, and 1/27. So, i-check muna natin. Ito ba ay kaya kong kuhanan ng infinite geometric series? So, para malaman ko yun, dapat po ay tingnan ko muna kung ano ang common ratio niya. Dapat ang ratio niyan or ang common ratio is between -1 hanggang +1. Okay? Bawal po maging equal sa 1. Okay? In between dapat. Okay, so I have 1, tapos naging 1/3. 1/3 naging 1/9. 1/9 naging 1/27. So, by observing, you can get that the value of your R or the common ratio is 1/3. Okay? Kung hindi nyo po ma-observe yun, pwede naman pong gawin nyo yung working backwards. 1/27 divided by 1/9. So, that's 1/27 times reciprocal, 9/1. So, that is equal to 9/27 or 1/3. Okay, so kapag diniretso natin 1/9/1/3, this is equal to 1/9 multiplied by the reciprocal 3/1. So this is 3/9 when simplified, that's also equal to 1/3. Okay, so sure na ako na ang common ratio ay 1/3. At kapag inobserve nyo, yung R natin is just between -1 to 1. Mas maliit po siya sa +1, pero syempre, mas malaki siya sa -1. Okay? So, dahil na-satisfy niya itong condition na to, edi pwede ko siyang kuhanan ng infinite geometric series. Okay? So, ang kailangan ko lang, formula natin, we have a sub 1 over 1 minus the value of our R. So, again, ang a sub 1 natin is just 1. 1 minus the value of your R, which is 1/3. Okay, so simplify muna natin ito. 1 minus 1/3. So, pwede kong isulat yung 1 ng 3/3 para madali kong isubtract yung 1/3. So, equal lang siya sa 2/3. Okay, so yung denominator, equal lang siya sa 2/3. And if I simplify, 1/2/3 equal lang siya sa 1, multiply natin sa reciprocal ng 2/3, which is 3/2. So our final answer is 3/2. Okay? So kapag pala kinuha natin yung sum niyan, okay, ang i-approach niyan or ang ma-estimate na value natin is equal to 3/2. Okay? So paano natin nagagawa yun? Kasi bounded po itong series na ito or sequence na given. Okay? Kaya importante po na mahanap nyo yung R. Dapat nasa pagitan lang siya ng -1 hanggang 1. Okay? Pag mas malaki na po dito sa 1 at mas maliit sa -1, wala na kasing boundaries yung sequence. So, hindi na po natin masosolve yung kanyang sum. Okay? Question or clarifications ay welcome po sa ating webinar. Okay, so webinar na lang po or you can send me a private message. Okay, so alam natin na first monthly exam na next week. So ito po ang pointers natin para sa ating Math 10. So we discuss about patterns and sequences. So pagkuha ng patterns po yan. Tapos we already discussed arithmetic sequence, means, and series. Also with geometric sequence, means, and series. And yung additional natin na infinite geometric series. Okay, so lahat ng yan po ang magiging coverage ng ating exam. Okay, so that ends this video. Maraming salamat sa panonood po. At sana meron kayong natutunan.